I think everybody is aware that inflation is pretty brutal these days, and I don't know what anybody expected after, let's say, printing $3 trillion over 2 years. 3 trillion, and I will show a video of that or a graph of that too. But they're saying now 25% inflation for necessities of life, for utilities, food, gas, and that's pretty crazy, guys. And it's a combination of uh, just printing tons of money, um, having extremely low interest rates until just very recently when they just snapped it back with the apparent intent of just destroying the economy even further, and and sanctions on Russia, which has sort of destroyed the petrodollar. But let's just listen to this video real quick.
Let's talk about the necessities of life, not the luxuries, okay? These are the necessities grouped together, and this is a chart from Charles Schwab. This is CPI percentage because I don't believe this 8.5 or 8.6% number, by the way. I think real inflation for the vast majority of Americans is far higher. So this is utilities, food at home, not dining out at restaurants, utilities, food at home, and gasoline. These are necessities. These are things that people don't have the luxury of passing up on to live in the United States of America. And you can see on that chart that goes all the way back to the 1960s. We are at a high since 1980. 25% inflation for the necessities of life. For utilities, for food at home, again, not dining out at expensive restaurants, for utilities, food at
That's
home,
nuts.
and gasoline. That chart right there reflects the pain, unfortunately, of the American people.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's not just something that is going to impact you at an individual level, even though it will, and that's ultimately what matters. But I mean, this is going to affect anybody who's manufacturing. This is imagine how hard it is to project pricing and what your costs of production are going to be if you are in manufacturing. If you have just this, first of all, I mean, it's just incredibly rapid inflation. One might even say hyperinflation. But also, it's you don't have very accurate statistics. You might have more accurate statistics on specific sort of items that you buy if you're manufacturing, but at the same time, you don't know when inflation in one sector is going to start impacting another sector. So it's not just incredibly difficult on the individual level. This is also something that's going to be impacting sort of small, medium-sized companies, especially manufacturers, especially people who are dealing in goods and not just services. And at the same time, it's gonna like you're getting paid the same salary, right? Like you're not getting a 25% raise. That would be what you would need in a normal year. Raises are typically like 2 or 3% in a corporate environment, and that's to keep up with inflation, which is typically sort of like 2 or 3%. So in order for you to be doing better next year than this year, you'd have to have probably more than a 25% pay raise. So it's not good. Just noting it. And here is that chart of U.S. money printing since looks like the mid 70s. And as you see, it's nice. Just we'll just print that money. I mean, it's not we're not sort of zoomed in there, so it's not the scale, but you can see pretty clearly that boom, around right after the recession or middle of the recession in 2008, 2009, they decided to just start ramping up the scam, and then 2020 comes in, boom, full on Ponzi scam to the moon, as the gentleman in this article would say. There it goes. It's about 3 trillion in 2 years. What do you think that does to a currency? Have you heard of Zimbabwe, Weimar Republic, Argentina, Venezuela? It's a known thing. Nobody making policy doesn't understand that, or fourth graders who've taken a class in economics, they understand that too. All right, just some good visual proof for you. A picture paints 1,000 words. Wait, that's not it. Something close to that.